What if I told you that you can look like a millionaire without having to spend a fortune or completely change your life? Have you ever noticed how some people, even without a lot of money, manage to convey an elegance and sophistication that makes everyone look twice? Today I'm going to show you exactly what 10 secret attitudes these people use to create this powerful impression. Look, I totally understand your situation. You want to feel more confident, you want people to look at you with respect and admiration, but your budget is tight. The good news is that true elegance has nothing to do with the price of your clothes or your car. In fact, the most impressive people I know use very simple strategies that anyone can apply today. If you don't learn these 10 attitudes, you'll continue to go unnoticed, being treated like just another ordinary person. But if you stick with me until the end of this video, you'll discover the secret that can completely change the way people see you. And I'm going to tell you something that will surprise you about attitude number 8, which is so powerful that it can turn any social encounter in your favor. Tip 1. Posture that commands respect. The first thing that makes all the difference is your posture. You could be wearing the simplest clothes in the world, but if you walk hunched over with your shoulders slumped and your eyes on the ground, no one will take you seriously. People who look like millionaires have an upright posture, walk with their shoulders back and their chin slightly raised. When you correct your posture, something magical happens. People automatically start to see you as someone important, someone who deserves attention and respect. It's amazing how such a simple change can have such a big impact on the way others perceive you. To put this into practice, every time you leave the house before opening the door, do this exercise with me. Take a deep breath, pull your shoulders back, lift your chest, and imagine that there is an invisible string pulling the top of your head up. Walk as if you own the place with firm and determined steps. I met a 65-year-old woman who completely changed the way she was treated simply by changing her attitude. She told me that she began to receive greetings from strangers on the street, that salespeople in stores began to treat her more politely, and that even her family began to ask her opinion more often on important matters. The benefits of this change are immediate. You will feel more confident, people will respect you more, and you will project a strong presence wherever you go. In addition, good posture also improves your health, relieves back pain, and makes you look younger and more energetic. Tip 2. The power of chosen words. The second thing that separates ordinary people from those who look like millionaires is the way they speak. I'm not talking about accents or formal education, but rather about choosing words that demonstrate class and intelligence. Classy people avoid excessive slang, swearing in public, and speaking too loudly. The problem many people face is that they end up speaking without thinking, using expressions that diminish their credibility. When you say things like, "I don't know anything about this," or "I'm terrible at this," you are devaluing yourself in the eyes of others. Instead, sophisticated people say things like, "I'm learning about this," or "I haven't had the chance to delve into this subject yet." To put this into practice, start paying attention to the words you use in your daily life. Replace negative expressions with more elegant versions. Instead of saying, "I can't afford that," say, "It's not in my budget right now." Instead of, "I don't understand any of this," say, "I'd like to know more about that." A client of mine started using this technique, and within a few weeks told me that people at work began consulting her on important decisions. She noticed that when she changed the way she expressed herself, her colleagues began to see her as someone more competent and trustworthy. The great advantage of taking care of the way you speak is that it costs zero reais, but the return is immense. You will appear more cultured, more confident, and people will want to be around you. Plus, when you speak more elegantly, you will automatically think more positively about yourself. Tip 3. Elegance in small gestures. The third thing that makes you look like a millionaire is the small gestures you make every day. Elegant people have smooth, controlled movements. They don't slam doors. They don't make unnecessary noise when eating. They don't gesticulate too much, and they always say, "Thank you, please, and excuse me." Many people don't realize it, but it's these little details that make all the difference in how we are perceived. When you eat with your mouth closed, when you thank the waiter, when you give up your seat for someone on the bus, you are showing that you have education and class. To develop this elegance in your gestures, start by paying attention to how you behave in the simplest situations. When you open a door, do it politely. When you talk on the phone, keep your tone of voice calm and pleasant. When you greet someone, look them in the eye and smile sincerely. I remember a friend who always impressed me with the way she treated everyone with the same respect. From the doorman in the building to the doctor in the office. People naturally felt good in her presence, and everyone considered her a special person, even though she didn't have privileged financial conditions. The benefits of cultivating this elegance in small gestures are enormous. You will create deeper connections with people, you will be remembered positively, and you will inspire respect in all the environments you frequent. This opens doors to opportunities you never imagined existed. Hey, before we move on to the next tip, if you're enjoying this content, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any new videos. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing what city you're from. Now let's move on to the next tip, which is one of my favorites. Tip 4. Impeccable personal grooming. The fourth essential attitude is to always maintain an impeccable appearance, even when wearing simple clothes. I'm not talking about wearing expensive brands, but rather having clean, well-ironed clothes, neat hair, and well-groomed nails. A person can be wearing a basic blouse, but if it is well-groomed, it will make a much better impression than someone wearing expensive but sloppy clothes. The biggest mistake many people make is thinking that they need a lot of money to look good. In reality, you may only have 3 sets of clothes, but if they are always clean, well-kept, and coordinate with each other, you will look much more elegant than someone who has a full wardrobe but doesn't take care of their clothes. To put this into practice, establish a self-care routine that you can stick to every day. Set aside 15 minutes every morning to get ready properly, even if you're staying home. Apply a light foundation, comb your hair, and put on clean, comfortable clothes. This routine will make you feel good about yourself and ready for any situation that comes your way. A neighbor of mine always caught my attention because even when she only went to the bakery, she always looked so well groomed. One day I asked her what her secret was, and she told me that she woke up half an hour earlier every day to take care of herself. She said that this completely changed the way she felt about herself and how people treated her. When you take good care of yourself, the benefits go far beyond your appearance. You feel more confident, more prepared to face the day, and people automatically respect you more. Plus, when you're always well-groomed, you're ready to take on opportunities that may arise at any time. Tip 5. Organization that impresses. The 5th thing that makes you look like a millionaire is to be organized in everything you do. Elegant people have their homes organized, their appointments up to date, their bills under control, and their things always in the right place. Even if you live in a simple house, if it is clean and organized, any visitor will be impressed. The problem with disorganization is that it affects every area of your life. When you can't find your things, when you forget important appointments, when your house is always messy, you project the image of a person who has no control over their own life. To develop this organization, start by choosing just one area of your home each week. The first week, organize your dresser. The second, your closet. The third, your kitchen. Don't try to do it all at once because you'll feel overwhelmed and give up halfway through. I know a lady who lived in a small apartment, but when you walked in, it looked much more expensive than it actually was. Everything had its place. There was nothing left over, and she always knew where to find anything she needed. People loved coming to visit her because they felt at home in that harmonious environment. The benefits of being organized are incredible. You save time because you can find everything quickly. You save money because you don't buy things you already have. And you feel much calmer and in control of your life. Plus, when your home is organized, you feel proud to have guests over, and it strengthens your relationships. Tip 6. Cultivating good relationships. The 6th fundamental attitude is to cultivate quality relationships with interesting and positive people. People who seem like millionaires know that their network of contacts is one of their greatest assets. They invest time in meeting different people, keep in touch with old friends, and always treat everyone with respect and cordiality. Many people make the mistake of believing that they only need to know rich or famous people to have a good network. In fact, the most valuable connections often come from ordinary people who have knowledge, experience, or contacts that can be very useful at the right time. To build your network, start by being genuinely interested in the people around you. Ask questions about their lives, remember important details they've shared with you, and offer help or support whenever possible. Be the person who connects others when you see a mutual benefit. A friend of mine always impressed me with the way she met interesting people everywhere she went. One day I discovered that her secret was to always ask at least one sincere question to every new person she met. She genuinely wanted to know about people's lives, and this made them feel special and want to stay in touch with her. The benefits of having good relationships are enormous. You have people to support you in difficult times. You have access to opportunities that others don't even know exist, and your life becomes much richer and more interesting when you are surrounded by inspiring people. Tip 7. Knowledge that adds value. The seventh attitude that separates ordinary people from people who seem to be millionaires is to always be learning new and interesting things. You don't need to have a college degree, but you do need to be curious about the world and constantly seek knowledge. Elegant people know how to talk about a variety of subjects and always have something interesting to contribute to conversations. The problem with many people is that they stop learning after they leave school, and as a result, they lose the ability to have interesting conversations. When you have no topics to talk about, people may find you uninteresting and will not want to spend much time with you. To develop this habit of constant learning, set aside at least 15 minutes a day to read about something new. It could be an article on the internet, a book, an educational video, or even a conversation with someone who knows about a topic that interests you. The important thing is to keep your mind active and always seeking new knowledge. I have an aunt who, at 70 years old, is still always learning new things. She took a computer course, learned how to cook different dishes, started to understand plants, and whenever we meet, she has some interesting news to tell. People love talking to her because they always come away learning something. When you cultivate the habit of always learning, you become a much more interesting and confident person. You can participate in conversations on a variety of topics. People see you as someone intelligent and interesting, and you yourself feel more prepared to face any situation. Tip 8. Smart financial control. The eighth attitude, which I promised would surprise you, is to have total control over your finances, regardless of how much you earn. People who seem like millionaires know exactly how much they earn, how much they spend, and always live within their means. They may earn little, but they are never desperate for money because they know how to manage what they have well. Many people think that financial control is only for those who have a lot of money, but in fact, it is quite the opposite. Those who have little money need even more financial organization to be able to live well and achieve their dreams. When you don't have control over your spending, you are always worried, and this shows in your attitude and behavior. To start controlling your finances, write down all your expenses for a week, no matter how small. Then separate these expenses into categories such as food, transportation, and leisure, and see where you are spending the most money. Then set a maximum amount for each category and commit to not exceeding these limits. I met a woman who earned very little, but always seemed to be doing well financially. When I asked her what her secret was, she showed me a notebook where she wrote down all her expenses and told me that every Sunday she planned her financial week. She never had any problems because she always knew exactly how much she had to spend. The benefits of having financial control go far beyond the money itself. You feel more at ease, sleep better, can make plans for the future, and convey a sense of security that people notice and admire. Furthermore, when you know how to manage the little things well, you are prepared to manage the big things well when they arrive. Before I move on to the next tip, I want to tell you about something special I prepared for those who want to go beyond this video. It's a complete guide with organization secrets that completely transformed my home and can transform yours too. The link is in the pinned comment, and for a limited time, I'm offering a special discount for channel subscribers. Now let's continue with the next tips, which are some of my favorites. Tip 9. Authentic generosity. The 9th thing that will make you look like a millionaire is to practice generosity in a genuine and consistent way. I'm not talking about giving away money you don't have, but rather being generous with your time, your attention, your kind words, and your willingness to help others. Elegant people know that true wealth lies in being able to make a difference in other people's lives. The mistake many people make is thinking that they can only be generous when they have a lot of money to spare. In fact, there are 1,000 ways to be generous without spending any money. You can listen to someone who is going through a difficult time. You can share your knowledge about something you know how to do well. You can offer a word of encouragement to someone who is discouraged. To develop this genuine generosity, try to do at least one nice thing for someone every day without expecting anything in return. This could be giving someone a sincere compliment, helping someone with a chore, taking a treat to an elderly neighbor, or simply smiling at someone who seems to be having a hard day. I remember a lady I met on the bus who always had a kind word for the driver, always thanked him, and always smiled at other people. Everyone on the bus knew her and liked her. One day I discovered that she did this every day, everywhere she went, and that's why she was loved by the whole neighborhood. When you practice genuine generosity, you attract good people into your life, build a wonderful reputation in your community, and feel much better about yourself. Plus, generosity is contagious, and when you are generous, you inspire others to be generous too, creating a positive circle around you. Tip 10. Unshakable confidence. The 10th and final thing that makes you look like a millionaire is to develop genuine self-confidence based on your own worth as a person, not on what you have materially. People who look like millionaires believe that they deserve respect, opportunities, and decent treatment, regardless of their current financial situation. The biggest problem that many people face is low self-esteem, which makes them feel inferior to others and accept being treated inappropriately. When you don't believe in your own worth, you transmit this to other people, and they end up treating you the same way you treat yourself. To develop this unshakable confidence, start by making a list of all your qualities, talents, and achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Read this list every day and add new things as you notice them. Always remember that you are unique, special, and have great value regardless of what you have or don't have. I met a woman who lived in a very simple house, but she was incredibly confident. She spoke to everyone as an equal, never belittled herself in front of anyone, and for that reason, she was respected by people from all walks of life. When I asked her how she managed to be so confident, she told me that her mother always told her that she was valuable, and she never forgot that. The benefits of having genuine self-confidence are transformative. You can stand up for yourself, you can't stand being treated badly, you can attract people who value you, and you can pursue your dreams with determination. Plus, when you have true confidence, you inspire confidence in others too. We've reached the end of our list of 10 ways to make you look like a millionaire without spending a lot. I hope you've realized that true elegance and sophistication have nothing to do with money, but rather with how you behave, how you treat people, and how you see yourself. If you apply these 10 attitudes to your life, I guarantee that in just a few weeks, you will notice an impressive difference in the way people treat you, and more importantly, in the way you feel about yourself. Remember that you already have everything you need within you to be an admirable and respected person. Now I want to challenge you. Choose 3 of these attitudes that caught your attention the most and start practicing them starting today. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for next month. Start now. And then come back here in the comments to tell me about your experience. If this video was useful to you, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on future content. And tell me in the comments, which of these attitudes do you already practice, and which do you want to start developing? I'm looking forward to reading your comments and finding out how these tips will transform your life.